I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Besides learning what all the candlesticks meant and deciphering between the ones that actually meant something and really didn't mean anything, at least in my trading journey, the number two thing that really helped me look at the charts differently was learning supply and demand and structure-based trading, which is what we're going to talk about in this video. It helped me so much. I am sure a lot of you out there watching this video, if you're a newbie day trader out there in Forex or crypto, I am sure learning this will help you step your trading game up 100%. So do me a favor, guys. I make videos like this all the time to help newbie traders out just like yourself. So to get notified when I upload new videos, if you're new to seeing me here on YouTube, do definitely go ahead and get subscribed to the channel. And we're going to get into it right after this intro. All right, so currently we are inside of the computer looking at the charts. Now, I want to go over the market and show you guys like the beginning setups of this. And for all of you newbies out there, I'll go ahead and let you know, don't really feel discouraged because what I'm about to show you is very similar to the setup that I come to the charts and I do every single week. It's like a Sunday ritual for me to come to the chart, look at larger time frames, build lines based on the market, and that basically sets up my trading for the whole week. Like I said, I do it every Sunday because typically once I set these lines and it's all set up in the market, like right now we're looking at Bitcoin, but what I'm about to show you is applicable to any chart, no matter what you trade. If it's Forex, stocks, you will be able to do this and you will be set on a good trading journey because I'll be honest, when I was a newbie and I was beginning my trading journey, it really wasn't until someone showed me what I'm about to show you. I then began to look at the charts just a tad bit differently because when you learn structure and how to trade around it and you get a profitable strategy, it's like, you know what? It doesn't really matter about the candles. Like I have several different videos on my channel teaching you guys different strategies that you can trade the market profitably. But now, when you can just look at a whole chart and plot out lines and be able to tell in the long term what the market is going to do, that's very powerful because now it gives you a perfect setup to be a swing trader. And once you have these lines built out, giving you the proper structure in the market, once you set it on longer time frames, it remains on your shorter time frames. So it gives you a better area to day trade every single day in the market. So I'm going to give you guys the basic rundown of how this needs to be done. Currently on Bitcoin, we are looking at the weekly chart. I like to go ahead and start here for two different reasons. Number one, overall, it gives me the appropriate market sentiment. Like right now, I have the money flow up where I get to see exactly, where the money is going. You can experiment with different ones and choose which one works best for you since there's a few different ones out there. I have a free version of Market Cipher on here that I just pulled up because I did learn to trade off of it like 2017. So I just put it on here, but there are a few different ones I use for different markets at different times. So now, looking at the money flow, we do have a green candle here on the weekly chart that we're forming. So overall, taking a look at this, it lets me know that the market is bullish right now. So I am automatically putting longs as a bias. Not to say that, while the weekly chart is looking like this, I won't take longs, but my immediate bias automatically is to go ahead and take a long position in the market. Now, that's all fine and dandy. So what I'm looking is, I'm really looking left on the chart, because previous information here is going to let me know where support and resistance is here. So I'm going to go ahead and plot out my very first line on the weekly chart here, and I'm going to put it just about right there, because as we can see, if we go ahead and actually typically we'll just build out a zone. I don't want to leave it just as a line, because typically we could build out a complete box kind of around this. And this kind of gives us a buy zone, because now, as you can see right here, if we go back on the weekly chart all the way back to April of 2021, this same exact area that we chalked off act as support, where once we got here, we got a bounce, and the market gave us a higher high, as you can see in the last bull run in the market. Now, we came back after we put in that higher high and we danced around it. It almost acted like it wanted to work as support for us again. But as you can see, we broke through and started now to create lower lows in the market here. And now we're at a point where we might, and I'm going to use might here, have put in the bottom of the market, and we want to turn around and go back up. So now, what's going to be key for me here and key on this line is, now, does this line act as resistance in the market? Do we hit it and come back down and make another lower low? Or do we break through this line, possibly come back up and retest it, or never see it again? But in all likelihood, we do typically see a retest of these lines. And then now, once we go ahead and get that retest, this line will actually now be support, and the market can go ahead and continue higher. So that's a more long-term picture of the market. Most of the time when it's on Sunday. Now, I want to let you guys know, we plotted that out on the weekly. We just went ahead and moved down to the daily. The lines are still there. I like to move down from higher time frames all the way down to lower time frames, looking for these support and resistance areas, these zones, so that I can build my lines and my boxes around them, so that way we can now be good for the week, the month, whatever the case may be, and we could actually go ahead and trade around them. But like I said, most of the time on Sundays, I'm only using the weekly chart as my reference, and typically always building my lines out over here on the daily chart. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, I want to also make this note, I did go ahead and clear all of my indicators off. I don't have any moving averages or anything on Sunday. When I sit in front of the chart, I like to actually have a clear chart. Sometimes I'll even, pull my money flow down. I want to see every single zone here on the chart. And then once I have all of my lines and everything plotted out, I will then go ahead and add everything back, because of course it's going to help me while I am day trading and swing trading the market. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring this in just a tad bit tighter. Guys, if anyone tells you TA does not work, you here on YouTube watching this video, it's gonna be like so beautiful here on the daily chart how this all lines up, because it's beautiful, because we're looking left at previous price action. Like everything you see over here, this is the last cryptocurrency bull run on Bitcoin that we had starting back in early 2020, that rode all the way to sometime mid 2021. So you'll see how we're building these zones off of previous price action. But what I want to point out is, if you go ahead and fast forward in time and look at some of the current price action that we've had on any time frame over the last couple months, the areas just like all line up right here. So now on the daily chart, let's go ahead and let's plot our line out at the bottom here, which was around 15.7-ish here, something just a tad bit like that. And if we go ahead and we take a look, we have actual previous structure where we can actually box out right here. Now, Of course, we're not looking to get back down to this low area here, because if we do, we would be looking for Bitcoin to go ahead and put in another lower low, or even possibly get a double or triple bottom somewhere in this area. So if we take a look at the range we are in currently and kind of build out some more lines here, let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Let's raise this one up to kind of about where we are currently. Take a range there. And once we go ahead and get that fully built out on the daily, we do go ahead and we move down to the 4-hour time period here. And everything you see right here on the 4-hour was essentially built off of our larger time frames on the weekly and the daily. So for any one of you aspiring swing traders out there, this build out off of the weekly and the daily using the 4-hour chart would give you some nice entry points just going ahead and taking a look at the market, because we have this line of resistance that has been built out here, and essentially what you're looking at is market consolidation, because we're sitting on the sidelines really, and we're looking for one of these lines to break. Like if we fast forward to where we're currently standing in the market, we're waiting for this line that is just a tad bit, above 25.2 to physically break, and we want it to break with an actual strong body. If we zoom into what actually happened, because it really looks like it already broke, but if we zoom in and we take a look, it really broke with wicks, which can sometimes get you stuck in a trade due to a fake out, because you're thinking, oh my God, it's going to break. Let me go ahead and enter my swing position here. And then what actually happens is you get into it too early. What I like to do in my trading plan, I really like to wait for it to break. I'll let the market go for just a tad bit. And like I mentioned previously, it normally would come back and retest this as support before the market goes ahead and creates another higher high. So when it does that in a swing trade, I am looking to go ahead and place that entry right there. When it wicks above, I am not really looking at it. And an easy way to kind of tell is if you're looking at this on the 4-hour, when you go down to the hourly chart, it actually bodied above, but what actually happened was it never confirmed it as support. We came directly down right back through it again, and the market is currently consolidating. So for anyone that's trading when this happens, I personally don't like to really trade inside of consolidation. I'm looking to catch a major move. So I'm the type of trader that's going to sit here and look at the chart, set my alerts for when this breaks, and then we're going to come back and now sit in front of the computer, and we're going to wait to actually get that test again to confirm it as support before we go ahead and we enter the trade. Now, from all of my day traders, we're going to go ahead and get into the good stuff, because of course everyone wants to be a day trader. That's where all the consistent action is at. That's where all the money is at. We're going to continue to plot some lines out, and these lines that we plot, support and resistance on the 1-hour, is now going to help us even more for day trading when it comes to using time frames like the 30-minute, 15-minute, and even the 5-minute. For all of you fanatics out there of the 1-minute chart, it would help you on that as well. But I will put this disclaimer out there for any one of you guys that likes to do this very fast action on the 1-minute chart. You would want to take this strategy just a little bit further out and plot your lines out on as little as even the 15-minute or the 5-minute chart. But I do not do that in my trading plan, so I'm not going to go over that in this video. I might do a separate video on that, because I kind of feel like trading on as low as a time frame as the 1-minute chart is a trading plan and strategy inside of itself. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at all of this market structure here over on the hourly chart, and we're going to plot some different areas out here. The biggest one that comes to mind is probably right there. And now these we're going to do just a tad bit different. I want to get some zones because sometimes the price action might not come exact, but you actually will see price fall into this zone and get stopped in somewhere, or it might actually just wick into the zone and then the market will continue in the opposite direction. Now, I would consider this zone that I just boxed in a very important one because, as we mentioned previously, that we're currently in a bull market, like prices going up. So right now, as a trader looking at this on the hourly chart, we've been making higher highs, lower lows. It looks like the market wants to come back a tad bit. Now, it's very well possible, since we can't tell the future just looking at what's currently being printed on the charts, we could very well be tapping out right here and be on our way to make another higher high. And the reason why I say that, if we really wanted to dig into the charts just a tad bit deeper, we could actually plot out another zone, just like how we did below, right here with this level. Oh, I hit fib retracement on that one. Trend line. We could hit another zone kind of similar in this area. And I want to really explain to you the importance of these zones. We're going to go back just a tad bit on the hourly. We take a look here. We had this massive dump where, going back to utilizing these lines, it was acting as support. It broke through and fell from just a tad bit under 22,000 all the way down to about 19,600. And look what we have here. Perfectly, the market came back up to that exact same point, around $22,000, came over to the very top of this zone. The market came back and tested it as support before it actually took off. So now, going back to what I said previously, where do you go ahead and enter this trade? Right here, where the market came back and confirmed it as support, because that is your telltale sign that the market is going to go ahead and go up. And then on top of that, we did go ahead and get just a little bit of a breather, put in another lower low before putting in another, higher low before putting in another higher high. So now that gave us a perfect setup right here to go ahead and get into the market. We busted through this zone, and what actually happened is we came up to the very top of the next zone. We busted through it, confirmed it as support, and kept on going again to create our higher high. So I am going to go ahead and give you guys just a little bit of a trading tip. So now, when you're plotting out these lines as they are breaking, I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of course, the breakout trade. What I like to do, and it's a strategy of mine, I will typically do this in an uptrend. That's why I said previously in the video, I won't say just because the market is bullish, I'm scared to take a short, because going back to where the market is currently, if we come down and we take out this line, the chances are actually very high that we fall from somewhere around 23.9 and possibly land right here around 23.3-ish. And when that happens, if that happens, we will evaluate what's going on in the market and see if maybe we get a bounce from here, or do we fall down again. Like, just taking a look at the hourly here, the tip that I wanted to give you guys is, a lot of you guys FOMO into trades. This tip is probably going to get you out of FOMOing into trades if you build out these zones. Because now, when we're in an uptrend and we're making higher highs, lower lows, we want to find one of these areas that the market can come back down into. Like, I can imagine on the leverage exchanges, you probably have a lot of people, of course, opening up longs right here due to the fact that we're at the very top of this range and we can be considering it as support, but it's not confirmed yet. We have to see if we break through here. But From my trading experience, typically I would look for like the biggest zone, even looking left, which actually to me is really up in this range here. So with a low of being somewhere around 22.3, 22.4, would bring us out here at the top of this line here. Now, of course, you would want to pull out your fibs, and the reverse of what I said is also true for when the market is going down. You're looking for a pullback up to hit into one of these zones. Like, let's say if this bull period didn't happen here and the bears were in complete control of the market. Let's say we dipped down and we created this low at around 19.5. Instead of breaking through this line, we just hit it now and confirm it as resistance around $22,000 and continue down again. And it's a high probable chance that we will be creating another lower low in the market. So you would actually do the reverse. You would actually be looking to take a short position when we come back and confirm this as resistance. You wait for confirmation. You get maybe a red candle starting to form. You look for some divergences on the RSI. Whatever the case may be, you wait for your confirmation, and then you go ahead and you take that short position. And of course, you're going to be looking to take some profit somewhere here when we start to get around this area. But you would definitely want to go ahead and close that trade out once we go ahead and make another lower low. Now, going back to the day trading, you have all of these lines plotted out on the hourly chart. Now, it makes it a little bit easier to go ahead and read the market when you go down to shorter time frames. We're going to go ahead and look here first at the 15-minute, because now for all the day traders out there, when you gather all of this different information from the longer term time frames and you come down to shorter time frames, it gives you the ability to see divergences a little bit more and really get an early entry into the market, which I consider to be very important, because if you can get the best early entry possible by day trading on shorter time frames, you can use high leverage, which is definitely inside of my trading plan. So going back, like we're looking at the 15-minute right now. We already know, we were eyeing this level here from the hourly chart. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a look and see if, we have any divergences here, and if this thing is going to hold. Now, if we look at the 5-minute, let's go ahead and look at the 5-minute. I really feel like we're in consolidation here. We did have, this tad bit of a fake out here. And if we go back and we look at it on the hourly, we were running divergences here where we see the money flow getting lower and lower. So it was a good opportunity for a short here when we made this higher high. But now definitely, if you were in that short, I would consider to close out that short. And like I said previously, I would consider it to be in the waiting game, because we're waiting for the market to come back up and really break one of these lines. If you were looking to get into a trade early in a long position, it would have to be high leverage, and you would definitely want to take your profit somewhere up here, because trust me, you do not want to be stuck into consolidation. Let's go ahead and also just glance and take a look at this on the 1-minute chart. You'll see, yeah, we've been consolidating in this thing for some time. So that goes ahead and basically sums up reading structure inside of the market. And like I said previously, I use this in Bitcoin on the chart. This same thing is applicable whether if you're in Forex or trading stocks via futures or options. So go ahead and take a look at it. It's a lot to explain. We're not done. I'm going to do a part 2 of this video. So definitely, guys, do me a favor. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up for me if you found value from it. It definitely helps the YouTube algorithm. That's why I asked for it. And do me a favor. Go ahead and get subscribed to the channel, because I do helpful videos like this all the time to help newbie traders along the way on their trading journey. The Forex and crypto trading guru, money making Joey. I'm out of here. I will see you guys in the next video.